Hey, ya playa, do you have a goal that you want to accomplish? Something that you're ready to jump into and you're super excited to do, but there's one thing holding you back: your parents. They don't believe in you, they doubt you, they're making you feel like this is a total waste of time. Don't worry. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to have that conversation with your parents, what you need to do beforehand and after, so you can actually pursue your goal without your parents interfering. In an ideal scenario, you would be able to share your goals and your dreams with your parents and have their loving support encouraging you all throughout the way, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they are doubtful, sometimes they ask a lot of questions and make you feel bad for wanting to do that thing. So instead of going through the same routine over and over where you're constantly hitting your head against the wall trying to convince them to be on board or even just to understand what it is that you're trying to do, follow these 3 steps. These are going to be the key important pieces. What you do before you have the conversation with them, how to have the conversation with them, and what you choose to do after. First, before you share your goals and your dreams with anyone, you definitely want to make sure you have a strong understanding of what that goal actually entails. Research, research, research. I cannot stress how important it is for you to do that. Let's say you want to be an influencer and you think, well, it's easy. I'm just going to post a lot of pictures or share a lot of videos on YouTube or make a bunch of TikToks, but there's a real strategy behind what a lot of the most successful people do. And if you want to kind of mimic that in your own way, you have to understand their posting schedules. Who are they networking with? What companies and brands are they partnering up with? Who are their influencer friends? What areas are they recording their videos or interviewing people or doing whatever it is they're doing in? Have a real understanding of all of that. The more that you can share about the process of how a person got from A to B, the easier it's going to be for you to explain all of that to your parents. Another thing that you can actually do is to seek out communities surrounding that topic or person or interest or hobby or profession. The more you can find people that actually have similar goals to you, where you can learn from them, learn their mistakes, and not make them, the easier it's going to be for you to actually pursue the thing that you want and feel confident sharing that with your parents. The next thing is the scary part. Actually sitting down and talking to your parents about your goals and your dreams. Now you may think you already know what they're going to say. It's a waste of time, a waste of money. What about college? What are you going to do if it just doesn't work out? Are you going to depend on us forever? Some parents take that approach not because they want to just squash your creativity and any hope you have, but because they themselves are scared. They're worried about your well-being. What if things don't work out? They want to know that you're going to be okay despite any challenges that may come your way. And what those parents should recognize is that it's the challenges and obstacles that actually push you to grow. If you always take the safe, cushy, protected, and predictable path, yeah, things may work out, but you also may not be happy with your choices. You may also feel unfulfilled and also throw away years of your life doing something that's just not going to make you happy. You see, whether you want to be a professional gamer or artist or musician or writer or athlete, you should expect pushback from your parents. Now, we interpret that pushback as something negative. It's bad that they're asking a lot of questions, that they're trying to poke holes in my beliefs and my goals, but it's actually a good thing and works in our favor. Your parents can teach you everything that they know, but they can't teach you everything that you know. You have a lot more real world experience in the here and the now as to what's going on in today's day and age. They don't. They come from a different perspective from a different time. So their questions are going to cater to the things that they had to worry about when they were growing up. They didn't have access to the technology that we use, the tools that we use to communicate, the potential for virality, the ability to network, or the information at our fingertips that we can just easily find. They didn't have any of that. So when your parents ask you questions and pose doubts, you don't have to have all the answers right now. Take their questions, go back and really try to think about what the answers are. If they're concerned whether or not it's going to make money or whether or not you're actually going to be successful, try to go back to what we talked about before, the research piece. Find answers to those questions as to how to make it possible. Now, you may be in a situation where your parents are super uptight about what your future is going to look like. In fact, they may even say something like, you're not going to do this while you're in our home, which can pose a real problem and challenge for you, but there's a way around that. Your parents may be able to stop you from actively doing something in their home. It sucks, I know, it's their roof, their rules, fine, I get it. But they can't stop you from learning about how to do that thing, from gaining the knowledge so that when you have the opportunity to actually pursue it on your own, you'll be ready. Let's say your goal is to become a famous YouTuber. You want to make videos about things that you care about and like, and hopefully make that into a full-time career, but your parents are constantly breathing down your neck, telling you it's a waste of time, you need to focus on being a doctor, or a scientist, or a lawyer, or something that's super high paying, that's totally respected, and is totally going to give you the prestige and safety that they think you need. You find yourself begging and pleading with them to help you get the camera equipment to make that actually happen, but they just don't want to support that goal. That's going to lead you to the third step here. How do you move forward without their support? How do you recognize that your parents are not on board and you may need to go at this alone? Well, for some people, that's their reality, and the best thing that they can do is to seek out communities of people who have similar goals to them, people that they can open up and share their story with, their hardships, not just with their parents, but in their struggles to accomplish their dreams. And for other people, you may eventually find that your parents are starting to come around once they have an understanding of how invested and committed you are to making this happen, which is why the research piece is so important. The more you can share, the more you can open up, the more you can answer those questions that they had lingering, the easier it's going to be for them to eventually say, okay, take your chance, we believe in you. And perhaps the most important thing to remember whenever you're sharing your goals with anyone else is that you shouldn't be too rigid. You need to allow some level of flexibility. Things are going to happen and pop up in your life. Your life is going to drastically change over the next few years. Trust me on it. So if you have an idea of what you want, be okay with altering that or trying something different or putting it on hold while you pursue a different path and picking it up later. There's also no shame in deciding to lay a goal to rest. Sometimes you change your mind and want to try out new things. If you find your parents kind of poking the bear and saying things like, I told you so, I told you it was a waste of time, recognize that you don't always need their approval for everything you choose to do. You're in the driver's seat, it's your life, so take it in any direction that you want. Now, if you're someone that constantly finds yourself arguing with your parents nonstop, check out the video over there on the screen where I'm going to share a bunch of tips on what you can do to kind of manage those situations a little bit better so your parents just don't get in your head and totally just disrupt your emotional state of being. That video is going to help you out. Check it out, and I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.